The casters are from Cloud9 and Temple Storm as well. So there's a little rivalry going on.
Rigged.
Oh, certainly. Hype picks a Fiery War Axe, which is an important card to answer most of the threats early game, but the Death Rattle minions do make this card pick up way less value, but it's important for Cruel Taskmaster to also clean up stuff.
Yeah, Cruel Taskmaster is definitely a cool card, as well as Fiery War Axe. But Alexstrasza will be a dead card mostly. By turn 9, the game might be actually over. So it will be interesting to see if the card is being used. On the other side, Kolento, a pretty strong Innervate into Harvest Golem. He has Haunted Creeper, so he has a follow-up, and he will be able to deal damage. Well, basically, the first turns are mostly about pressure and trying to limit the damage from Druid as much as possible. And Hype really wants the for turn 5 to hit as soon as possible. And then Faceless also a cool card, because if Sludge Belcher remains undamaged, or like if it stays at almost full health, he will be able to use Faceless as like a third Sludge Belcher in his deck to be able to stop Kolento's advance.
Hype's gonna need a little bit more help here with his draws, but unfortunately there's a lot of bad draws that can come into his hand right now because of the nature of this warrior deck. So far he's just got really nothing to do.
Shieldblock is a nice pickup because turn 4 was kind of dead. Right now, Shieldblock is a card he can play.
It also feels slightly dead because of, I mean, you do draw and you cycle, but then you're not really able to kind of capitalize on the armor because most likely it'll go down. In fact, Hype is passing here with the armor up, so that way he can use Shield Block, Shield Slam against cards like Ancient of Lore or Lotheb. Just kidding, you can't use it against Lotheb because of the spells. But in the future turns, if something like that opportunity comes.
Certainly a smart play. And right now he doesn't feel that threatened. He knows that he will be playing good cards like the Sludge Belcher on turn 5, maybe Faces into something on turn 6. For sure, Alexstrasza and the Black Knight are kind of dead right now, but the Shield Block will come in handy. Death Spite. Oh, Faces into a 4/6 Spectral.
Okay, that's one way to fight against the board. Keep in mind, Black Knight also does get value now that Defender of Argus wants to go down on so many of these targets, and Kolento is aware of that. If you play Defender of Argus on Spectrum Knight, it's resistant against pretty much everything except a Black Knight, or a Silence of some sort with a Battle Cry. So he has to be very mindful not to overextend onto the board like that.
Well, right now Kolento can just push, play Shade of Naxxramas, Shapeshift, and attack Warrior for 8. Because even if the Spectral Knight kills the Shade of Naxxramas, you still have Keeper of the Grove that will be able to just deal 2 points of damage to the Spectral Knight and finish it. Hype dropping to 15 points of health.
Ooh, well, he's trying to get ahead of it. Pay his life now, so that way he can even utilize Swipe next turn, because Spectral Knight won't likely be healing. And this is really intelligent once again from Kolento, so that way his cards can be optimized and he doesn't have to worry about the Spectral Knight in the future turns.
That's something that the top players are using. It's called preemptive Shapeshift. So you are attacking with Shapeshift so that you set up your play for the next turn where you will be able to use Shapeshift again to your advantage. It's it seems simple, but it's actually very complicated to be able to play it in a good way and use it. So pretty smart play from Kolento here. He set up the board in a way that's useful for him, and just continues to remove the cards that Hype is playing and putting Hype really low.
By the way, Kolento has Savage Roar, which means Hype could die as soon as next turn if he doesn't do anything or draw into a very critical card here.
Well, I feel like Shieldblock is the card you want to play right now.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but you have to kind of play defensive as much as possible. Maybe pick up something like Undead Ghoul, at least to throw inside the path and gain a little health. Hype's in a really difficult spot, though.
Another option is to just play Black Knight, but just, you know, to have a body on board. But still, it's 7 points of damage, 8 points of damage you're staring at. So 6 left. With Shapeshift, it's 5. I think you must actually do something defensive here, because you might be staring at that Savage Roar, which will be lethal. Yeah, Death Spite. It's pretty annoying that Death Spite actually doesn't work. It's you can't attack into anything and have value. You will be able to do it next turn. But wait, is that it? How much damage is this?
That's 8 plus 6, 14 plus 2 from the Defender of Argus for Keeper. That's gonna be a little bit short as Hype's at 19 health. But I think in the overall picture, how are you able to kind of weather this storm? Grommash can come as removal, but then Hype's still losing health next turn. Can't even execute cleanly.
If you play Grommash, kill the 4/4, kill the 4/5, you're dead anyway. Is there a way? Like Lotheb, again, a snowball card. You just put yourself in a position where you're winning, and then you play Lotheb to ensure your win next turn. Is going to play Grommash, but that's it if I'm counting correctly.
It should be, because Savage Roar is able to win the game, and Hype realizes that there's no way for him to escape out of this one, which means Kolento jumps out to a 2-0 lead. It's been one-sided for this Druid deck that Kolento's been pushing out, as I believe this is his 9th game that he's won with the Druid deck, at least, or maybe even 10th. I've kind of lost count at this stage. Kolento's jumps out to a 2-0 lead.
Well played from for both players.